Muted. You're muted, Kelly.
You're on mute.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. It probably would be better if you guys could hear me. So again, I'm Kelly Trammell with the Office of Contracting and Procurement for the City of Detroit. Now, on behalf of our Chief Procurement Officer, Ms. Sandra Starr, I'd like to welcome you all to this pre-proposal meeting for professional development training as well as technical development training. I would ask that everyone please remain on mute until you are ready to. My apologies. Let me stop sharing and share my deck. Okay. If everyone can see that, I hope. Okay. So we have representatives here from our human resource department that will also be available to offer you a kind of an overview of the scope of services, as well as to assist with answering any questions here. Again, I am with the Office of Contracting and Procurement. I'm also here with one of the other buyers, Ashley Franklin from the Office of Contracting and Procurement. Both proposals were issued on December 15th. We have a question deadline of the 13th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and both proposals are due on February 2nd at 3 p.m. We elected to have the pre-proposal meeting for both because they are similar in scope. However, these are two separate RFPs. And if you are interested in responding to both of them, you would have to respond to each one separately. One of the things that we are looking for these proposals are, we understand that you guys are the subject matter professionals in these fields. So we have provided a standard core of what we're looking for as far as the scope of services is involved. However, if you are able to offer additional services that you think would be beneficial for the city of Detroit, by all means, please incorporate that within your proposal responses. Again, for those that are just joining us, this call is being recorded. I would definitely ask that next to your name, you also include the organization that you represent, because we do like to keep track of that type of information. We encourage all bidders to enter information or questions in the chat, but we will have a question and answer period at the end of this presentation. Please note that all questions and responses that are addressed during this session are non-binding. If you are looking for a binding response, then you would have to submit your question through the Oracle process, and then we would respond to all participants through that process. I have received some questions, so I just want to make sure everyone is aware I did receive your questions. Those questions will be shared with our HR team, and then they will be addressed and uploaded in the form of an addendum. The only exception is there was a question that was asked regarding one of the attachments that was with the bid package. In our questionnaire portion, there was a page that was added in error. That was my mistake, and I will revise that and re-upload that information. So if that was one of your questions and it brought about a little confusion, my apologies in advance. It was right before Christmas, and I was definitely in holiday mode as opposed to work mode. So we will get that addressed quickly and make sure that's taken care of for you. Also, in order to submit your responses to both of these proposals, you definitely have to be a registered vendor within Oracle. If you're not registered as a vendor, if you go out to our website, detroitmi.gov, and Ashley will put that in the chat for you. You can type in procurement and it will lead you to videos and instructions on how to register within Oracle. It will also elaborate on how to upload proposal submission. So this particular, these training sessions that we're looking for, we're looking for qualified respondents that can render certain technical and professional services as set forth in the scope of work within both RFPs. We're looking for a variety of technical, professional, and development skill building learning options that will strengthen and align the City of Detroit employees with our organizational goals and current business trends. As I mentioned before, the scope of services is the core of what we are looking for. However, in your proposal submission, if there are additional services that you believe would be beneficial for the City of Detroit, by all means, please incorporate that information within your proposal responses. What we are looking for, you must be able to demonstrate a minimum of 5 years experience providing this type of services. There is an attachment A that lists a questionnaire where you can list references as well as any subcontractors that you will also be utilizing to assist you with providing these services for us. The proposals that we received, I must say, this is a lot of information that I know you guys are anxious to share with us. We definitely will be evaluating based off of the introduction and the solution, your curriculum, your training materials, whether or not they're online, in person, the types of ways in which you would present this training material. We'll evaluate that and it's worth 20 points. The experience and qualification, including municipality experience or any type of governmental experience you can offer, that would be worth 15 points. If there is software involved, your implementation process, especially if it syncs with our Oracle ERP system, by all means, that should be incorporated within your response. That's worth 15 points. And then pricing is worth 15 points also. This is a city-funded project, therefore, equalization does apply. So if you are a Detroit business and you are certified through our Civil Rights and Inclusion Department, you will have what is called a Detroit Business Certification. You must include that within your response. Equalization definitely means that if you are a certified Detroit business or a certified Detroit headquartered business, meaning that over 50% of your business location is in Detroit, there are additional points that will be applicable in your evaluation criteria. The phase 2 of the evaluation criteria is for subcontractors. So if you are a business that incorporates subcontractors to assist you with this particular project and they are certified as Detroit businesses, we would ask that you include their certification to receive any additional points as far as that's concerned. So at this time, I would like to turn this over to one of our HR managers, Miss Kim Randall, and she can kind of elaborate a little bit or briefly review what it is we're looking for in both of these projects.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for taking the time to attend this proposal session, questionnaire session. Thank you for having wanting to commit to the city of Detroit and our workforce. We definitely pride ourselves in trying to become a best place to work for our employees, meaning our professional development for them is something that we take very serious here in Human Resources. And so I am here representing the Training and Development Division of Performance Management. My colleague is also on the line. I'm sorry, one moment, please. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Should have been muting these phones. So my colleague is also on the line, but I will be speaking to the training and development, but my colleague Marcus Holmes is on the line as well. And if he has anything to interject about the proposal process or anything, by all means, Marcus, you are more than welcome to add to whatever I may have missed. But in reference to our scope of services, we are trying to maintain and build our professional development skills for our employees. And so we have one of our proposals is for professional development, meaning that we're looking for certification programs in leadership and development, administrative assistant type programs, anything that will build skills for our HR department. And in HR, you know, we're very vast. We have talent acquisition, we have compliance, we have a lot of different generalist services that we provide to our workforce of over 8,000. So we want to make sure that all of our employees have the cutting edge and all the trends as we are offering these services and skills to our employees so that we can upskill and make sure that our city of Detroit employees are receiving the best possible training. Coaching is one of the things that we're interested in. Leadership development, we have some leadership development programs, and so we have different tiers. We do some things in-house, like basic supervisor, maybe level 1 management, but as we build an executive leadership programs and things of that sort, we will be looking for certification programs to partner with us on that. And as far as we would like all of our training to be for you to be available online, as we say, virtual here, like in this setting, as well as sometimes in person. We have various departments here in the city, and sometimes they want their facilitation to be handled in person. So you would be required to maybe go to a City of Detroit location and provide facilitation or training to our employees at various city locations. So that is a requirement for both proposals. As far as our technical development, of course, we're looking for to keep, you know, in the trends, of course, with our Microsoft Office training, things of that sort. But however, we're looking to really branch off into AI as we possibly can, along with, of course, having the approval of our IT department in conjunction. But we know AI is here. And so those are some things that we'll be looking to upskill our employees on. And these are just some of the basic skills that we're looking for. However, we also have various roles in the city. And so we have people that are project managers or aspiring to be project managers. We have kind of like business analyst type roles. So any type of certification for our employees, any program that you can offer to help get them certified in their area or role of expertise is also what we're looking for. Again, as technology is forever changing, these are some of the basic things that we're looking for. So we will be looking to you, the professionals, to provide us with solutions of what's current and what's trending as we progress forward, and wanting our city's employees to have the best possible training and certification. There he is. Are there any questions? That's kind of like where I'm looking at from our scope of services.
Thank you, Kim. Marcus, would you like to add or just, say hello?
Well, good morning. And I think Kim and Kelly, you both have done an outstanding job. Good morning to everyone. I would just, since it's on the screen, bring your attention back to the proposal evaluation criteria, in particular, the experience qualification, including municipality. You might also include information in there. Kelly mentioned our ERP, but you also want to include any implementations that you've done that included APIs or integrations with UKG, which is our HR core system. So you want to make sure that you have that, and along with that, any cybersecurity protocols or policies, inclusive of any AI and generative AI policies and opportunities. Make sure that in that line you speak to that, because that will be a part of the rating as well. And then implementation, software implementation, that kind of rolls into that. We just like to see what your policies are and your success is relative to those rollouts. So I would just add those two things.
Thank you. And this is why Mr. Holmes makes the big bucks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't put that out there.
So right before we go to questions and answers, I just want to reiterate that just as a little food for thought, 700 and 800 page proposals do not get the attention as well put together proposals that are 100 and 150 pages. Just want to put that out there. So I understand we've given you a whole lot, and I'm sure your capacity statements are broad and well ranged, but please keep in mind that the evaluation team, we read every proposal that comes in. We anticipate moving forward with a decision and having it approved through City Council and be up and running by sometime in March. So just please keep that in mind before submitting those proposals. And at this time, I would like to open the floor for any questions. Okay, I see one hand up. Please go ahead and unmute yourself and proceed.
Hello, good morning. This is Matteo from Skill Gym. Just a very simple question. Are you going to select one single provider for this, or you can select different providers on different topics that they are listing? Thank you.
Well, I will tell you this. Of course, it would be of great benefit for the city of Detroit that has one award that can do everything. However, but we do reserve the right that if we need to, we can award multiples. Next question, please.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you finished? I didn't mean to be rude.
No, it was just saying thank you. And probably the second question that you answered before was about the requirement to be part of this request for proposal. If you include, but your colleague already said, in-presence training, or if everything could be remotely done by a software as we deliver this kind of, solution.
Thank you. Next question, please.
This is Sarah. May I go?
Yes, please.
Perfect. So thank you all for the time that you took to present everything today and for taking questions. My question is around one of the comments you made right at the start of the meeting, which is, hey, even if you are responding to both, you need to respond fully separately, because even though, it might be the same vendor on both sides, like the proposal responses need to be uniquely submitted.
Yes.
In our proposals, are we able to provide, I guess, a supplemental option? Because if we are responding to both, there is financial benefit to doing, a combined solution. How would you guys like us to submit that to showcase the financial benefit for DPS for a collaborative approach on both RFPs?
That could be as a separate insert within your proposal. That would
In both of
definitely,
them?
yes, in
Okay.
both of them, because we're going to review each one separately. So by all means, please reiterate, even if it's a duplicate page, please reiterate the benefits. That is something that we are looking for, to see how you would be able to partner with the city of Detroit. And if that is a cost savings for the city of Detroit, then by all means, please incorporate that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Ravel, I believe, was next.
Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Question about the learning management system integration. So, do you have the specifications of what systems our training needs to integrate with? And the other question is about multi web training, right? So, virtual training. What is the requirement for system? Like, are you Teams? Are you Zoom? How would you prefer to have that training delivered?
Okay, Kim, Marcus, would one of you guys want to answer?
Okay, so in reference to integration into, I believe, the LMS, that would be, we're looking at UKG. That's where we're in the process of implementing right now, which was formerly AltiPro. And as far as web training, you can facilitate via Teams and Zoom. We do both.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem. Okay, do we have any? I think Sarah has another question.
Thank you. This one's for Marcus. Marcus, you mentioned that for the evaluation criteria under implementation, you want us to put in information related to integration with UKG. And
That's
then
correct.
just confirming that that is on top of the integration with Oracle, correct?
So I don't know that there will be a lot of integration with Oracle from an ERP standpoint, but it would be in addition to that. Yes. Because there would be some costs that could flow to that. But I see a workaround as it relates to that integration. The primary integration is what Kim was referencing. They're standing up the LMS within UKG, and so you would have to integrate with that. And it would be great if you talk about, potentially, for all of you, if you've had other customers that were UKG customers or UltiPro customers and you did implementation successfully, we want to hear about that. And it would be helpful for that to flow out of references, any success stories that you have relative to that.
So just to follow up on that same topic for clarification, so is Oracle not your primary system?
Oracle is our ERP system, but it's not our HR core system.
Okay, I might need some clarity. Like, I'm not very technical, so I apologize.
That's okay. Think of the ERP system in some places. It is encompassing HR core and finance. Ours isn't. They're standalone systems.
Okay, so all of your learning happens within UltiPro. All of your HRIS stuff happens under Oracle.
All of our HR core stuff happens in UKG, which was formerly UltiPro.
Okay.
All of the learning systems, we've got many different learning systems, and so they would be integrated, which is what Kim was referring to, is being stood up in UKG. That's where we would expect the integration hub to be. Let me say it that way, because we have other providers, excuse me, and I'll let Kim take over here, but we curate training internally, right? We have other providers that I will consider similar to you that provide other types of learning outside of UKG. But we want to integrate all of that information from especially because we have people analytics that we want to be able to do based upon it. The hub of that will be in UKG. So we want to know, where have you done that successfully? And it might even be helpful where you've had customers that have had to integrate various disparate systems into one, where you've had successes there as well.
And your current Oracle system is set up inside of UKG that way. Is that correct? Are those two communicating right now?
Those communicate not in the way that you would think in general. They do not. So there isn't any learning information that's happening in Oracle. There isn't any payment information for employees that are happening in Oracle. None of that happens in Oracle. When I say HR Core, UKG handles all of that. There is financial information that we have talking to Oracle, but not any of the courses and data points relative to our learning strategy and or experience. I hope that clarifies.
That makes it much more clear. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Someone put in the chat, Oracle is where you find information for the RFPs, and that is correct.
That's correct.
And is it also safe to say, if you should get the contract and you're invoicing, you would do that part through Oracle, correct?
That's correct.
When you're sending your invoices in for payments and things, yes.
That's correct.
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you all. That made it much more clear.
Okay. I believe Jacqueline is next. Jacqueline Joseph. If you're talking, you're on mute. Okay, we can come back to Jacqueline. Natish.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone. So I have few questions over technical development training RFP, and these few questions are more towards the costing representation which a vendor is required to provide. So my first question is, like, vendor is asked to provide training delivery in 3 different modes: virtual, on-site, on-demand, e-learning, and as per city needs. We would like to know, how can we provide costing for the different modes of the training in the pricing template provided in the RFP? Should we replicate the pricing table for each mode of delivery?
Yes and yes. So you can complete the pricing template that we've included in the bid package. And then if there are alternatives, or if you would prefer to provide a cost breakdown in all areas of what we're looking for, that can be provided as well.
Okay, great. My second question is, like, it is not clearly stated in the RFP which courses are required to be delivered under IT category. So it's like in the pricing sheet that we have their IT category, but it is not mentioned what courses you would like us to include under that category.
Well, we kind of did that on purpose. We definitely want you to address our core. However, if you have additional, that's what we're looking for. By this being a proposal, as opposed to just we're looking for pricing, we would like to know what else the industry standards are, what is offered, and how much it would cost.
Understood. My third question will be, this is more specific to Lean Six Sigma training. So it was mentioned in the RFP for private custom group certification preparation, Lean Six Sigma training. Is vendor supposed to provide the training location? Because it was mentioned in the RFP that vendor might be asked to provide the training location. So I just wanted to understand, like, are we supposed to arrange a location where training will be conducted, or the city will provide a location and we will deliver the on-site training service?
Let me clarify that. Yes. So for example, the training, if it were to be, it may be virtual. Okay, because we've had that in the past as well. So it may be virtual. If it is in person, then the city can provide a location. However, if you as a vendor have a location where you have everything already set up, then we would defer to that.
Understood. So that were the all questions I had. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
No problem. And also, please keep in mind when determining or presenting virtual versus in-person versus your own location, if there's any cost efficiency that would benefit from us locating our people to your site as opposed to bringing someone from your organization to our site. So please keep that in mind as well. We are a municipality and we are very, very cost conscious. So thank you. Next question from someone identified as contracting.
Hello, thank you so much for your time and good afternoon, everybody. This is Sean Vergara from Epic IT. And one of the questions that I'm looking at as everyone asks their questions, getting a good sense of, part of the proposal. With our Learning Center team, we were looking at for both proposals, the professional and the technical side. Is there a specific audience that some of these people will be doing and some won't? Let's say like for learning for the professional side, we would do like learning development or supervisory courses or classes that we will propose that, hey, this is what we can do. Are there like a list of like, hey, we have CEOs, supervisors, managers, clerks that need training so that we can bring that proposal and kind of give you exactly like, hey, this is what we can do for that specific audience?
Yes, that is correct. So we have professionals, paraprofessionals, and executives. Okay, so that's all levels of employment, as like you say, for entry level office skills, maybe professional office skills. We have supervisor, managers. We have executive leaders. We have executive leaders that lead our various departments. And so with that kind of training, of course, we'd be looking for something different, which may even include something like coaching, because each level. So if you could provide something for each level of, say, professional, paraprofessional, and executive, that would be very beneficial as to and what those offerings would be.
Perfect.
And I would also, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Okay. And I would also encourage that you do your research on the city of Detroit by definitely finding the different legislative bodies, executive bodies, judicial, to see we're governed by a city council as well as a strong mayor administration. So with that, our website, detroitmi.gov, is a great source of information on learning the background for the city of Detroit. I believe Mr. Ravel. Yes.
Yeah, just a real quick question about submitting the responses on the Oracle platform that you currently have. So do you just need to attach everything on that, I think it's overview, and just denote exactly what it is that you are responding to in that format?
Yes and yes. So when uploading your responses, it's always best to try to combine as much information as possible. You want to have your core proposal with the introduction page as well as highlighted information on your curriculums, your training, what you can do for us, what you bring to the table. Any additional documentation can be uploaded with that bid package, but separately, or you can combine it all in one. The only reason why I mentioned separate is because our Oracle system does have a capacity limit. And again, those 500-page proposals sometimes don't get uploaded as well or reviewed as intently. So please, and if you have any issues as far as being able to upload or having issues uploading, by all means, please refer to our website under procurement, that you can have online training sessions with our e-procurement team on uploading your proposal, as well as they do one-on-one virtual sessions, or they can even bring you in the office, depending on what your availability and their availability is, to assist you with uploading your response. I would definitely not wait till the last minute. I would definitely work toward that in advance to ensure that you do not miss. Because once that cutoff comes over, it's cut off. So I believe Rodney, you were next.
Yes, good morning, Kelly. Is there any
Morning.
value in us incorporating certification cost, certifications that may be mapped and directed to various course titles that we're proposing?
There's always value. There's always value in providing us with as much information as possible. We definitely want to know, especially industry standard certifications and those type of things. If those things are of value to our employees, by all means, please incorporate the cost. You can even break down what the future cost would be. So if a clerk gets an administrative certification, what is the benefit of that over the city over the next 5, 10, 20 years? You know, anything like that incorporated within your proposal is definitely welcoming.
Great.
I
Thank
hope
you.
that answered your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. And then Jacqueline Joseph.
Yeah, I'm here. I was apologize about not being able to answer the question earlier. So one question that I have is, it says the vendor will ensure continuous quality of programs with HRCI and IACET. Is it mandatory?
We are definitely looking for the certifications. We as a entity ourselves, our training and development department, we are actually ISET certified right now. So our employees taking any of our courses will get continuing education units, and they can use that to pursue education outside of the city if they choose to go, to a university. And currently, our HR department, we are part of the Society of Human Resources Management, which is also a certification that a lot of our employees have. And so those things are definitely important to us.
Okay. The other question is, in 2.3 technical information, there are a lot of portal deliverables that have been given. So this actually means you require a whole portal that has all of these deliverables, and it makes all of these details for you to, go through easier, right? I mean, that is what is there in the evaluation criteria known as implementation, including software, if I'm not wrong.
That would be correct, I believe.
Okay.
And easy is best. User friendly is welcomed. Step by step, the less complex, the more collaborative with what we already have, is definitely a top score with the evaluation criteria.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. Just to reiterate, the question deadline is January 13th. That is this coming Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are having any types of issues uploading information or accessing information in Oracle, Ashley has posted our website link in the chat. So please take note of that. That's also good for learning the city of Detroit, our history, our departments, how many employees we have, that sort of thing. And this proposal is due February the 2nd and I made a mistake and put 2024, which we know that is not correct. It is 2025 at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So by all means, please do not wait till the last minute to ensure that you have good submission experience. And I'm going to check again to see if anyone has any other questions, or if Kim or Marcus have any follow-up.
I don't have any follow-up. I do see a question in the chat, Kelly. I'm not sure if you saw this yet, but it says from Kelly, do you know when you will be issuing the addendum with the answers to our questions?
Absolutely. So I have a lot of the questions now that have already been submitted. Some of them, don't, as I mentioned before, I will address as far as a document that had an additional document attached to it. So I'll get that straightened up. The other questions, I would like to wait until the deadline of January 13th to share them with the HR team so that they're not flooded with a bunch of questions through a bunch of different emails. They can address them all at one time. And then normally they are really great at responses. So no longer than the 15th, maybe, that I don't want to give you a permanent date and you're like, you didn't have that at that date. Oh, well, okay. That happens. But I will get that to you within that week's time so that you would be able to respond, or if we need to do follow-up or anything else. Now, you're right, the 2nd of February is a Sunday. I'm not sure if there's a point behind that, but it is a Sunday. The city of Detroit does work on some Sundays. And if I'm not working at that day, I will definitely address the responses the following Monday. So we try to keep a strict time frame ongoing so that we are making sure that we're able to implement these services in a timely fashion and work with our HR team to ensure that they have everything up and running. Just to reiterate, it takes approximately 3 weeks to get through city council. So we want to make sure we have time to read, evaluate, stay on task. So if it means some of us work on a Sunday, some of us work on a Sunday. So I thought I saw another hand. Janae, I'm sorry. Did you have a question?
Yeah, no, you answered it. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. The RFP says proposal due date is the 1st. Could you clarify? Well, that's great catch. Thank you. I'll go back in and I will make sure it says the 2nd, since I told you guys it's all the same. So that's definitely one of those catches. So thank you very much. Let's see. Okay, addendums. I'm just trying to double check for professional training, implementation. Okay, for the professional development training, the implementation, i.e. software, is mandatory. I think we did address that question, if I'm not mistaken.
We did.
Okay, all righty. Well, if there are no other questions as of now, again, please feel free to upload those questions through Oracle and we will address them after January the 13th. We'd like to thank you for your participation. It looks like a great team of people that are here that has joined us, so that gives us, big thumbs up as far as that's concerned. And that would conclude this proposal. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day. If the HR team could hang out for a few minutes, be greatly appreciated.
Thank you for your time. Have a good week, ladies.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All righty then. Thank
That
you
went great.
guys. That was that. I'm like so geeked up about that. I apologize. It was right before the holiday break, and I was
That's fine. I think
I was just trying to get your proposal out. I figure any mistake, I fix it long before. But the participation was amazing. You know, so well-written scope always results in well-written responses. You guys, thank you for being so prepared. I'm saying all this for Ashley. This is what's considered a top-notch proposal meeting. Marcus, you didn't get a chance to meet Ashley. Ashley is one of our new buyers.
Welcome,
Hi.
Ashley.
Thank you.
And these are managers from our HR department.
Okay.
And their stuff is always complex, but it's fun because this is how you learn.
Mhm.
And it
Oh,
also is how
gosh.
you learn what the city offers
Mhm.
and where you can resource it. So, this is a great opportunity. Ashley will be participating in the review of the documents, the evaluation. She's a very, 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 very um, inspiring employee. I'll say it like that, inspiring employee. So she will be a great addition to our team
Right.
as far as going through this. But I'm like so geeked. And
I am too.
and you guys were like on point, like bam, 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 bam.
Thank you. I think this was excellent. I'm glad you're back, Kelly, on our account. Thank you, Marcus. Ashley, look forward to working with you. Thank you, Kelly, for always having everything so organized. I love it.
I don't know about that, but I tried.
Yeah, no, yeah, you did. And I'm really excited about this. And so I don't know, as we talk, as we go on, as we see certain things, I may have questions. If we do end up with multiples, depending on what we receive, because I see some things just by the questions and the participation that we may be able to spread the wealth, if you will, a little bit. That's
And
just
so, yes, and sometimes that is good. We're not restricted to just one. That's why we make sure we put that in there. I'll get those questions over to you. I just didn't want to tell them that, but I'll try and get those questions over to you guys, as soon as possible, so that you can kind of see what we're dealing with. A lot of them may have been already answered in here. I will get that date changed and make sure everything is flowing on the same page as far as the second is concerned. So if I only made two little bumbles, I still did good. So I'm not gonna worry about that. But you can always count on a vendor to catch your mistakes.
That's okay. Those are minor things, a date. Okay. So
Listen, I'm just glad they reading it.
I am too.
Yeah, I'm
And
just glad they're reading it.
one other thing, which I am glad I did see, because we do have the 3-year option. Okay, because we had gone back and forth with that previously. So I'm just
As far as I'm aware, no one has told me anything different. Certain things does not make sense, especially something of this caliber. Does not make sense not to have it out for at least 3 years. If it doesn't work out, we always can terminate the contract and look to see who else we have. I just all of a sudden I just got this vision of these 900-page proposals
oh my
coming
gosh,
through.
that's too
You
much.
know, that scared me. But I did invite New Horizon. I did invite them because I know you guys have worked with them in the past. And we reached out to Ashley. I don't know how many. Well, it had to be about 50 or 60 different vendors. So we reached out to a ton of them. So I'm really excited about that and to see what these people offer. So this was a good thing. I don't want to keep holding you guys up, but
Okay,
I'm
no,
like
that's
really
fine.
geeked behind this because this really turned out really, really well. So
It
and it
did.
was a
Thank you.
opportunity for Ashley to see,
It was.
you know, how you work in conjunction. So I will
Yeah.
definitely stay in touch with you guys.
Okay.
And if you guys have any other questions, I will be in touch.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Good job,
Thank you,
team.
guys.
All right.
Yes, yes.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay.
That's right.
Take care.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You
talk
guys
soon.
have a
Take care.
great
Have a
one.
good one.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.